Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Bryce with BI's Media, and today we'll be discussing the LG B2 versus C3 OLEDs. I've owned both of these TVs and racked up hundreds of hours on both, so why not make a comparison video on the two of them? They are technically a little older now with the 4 models out and the upcoming 5 models on the horizon, but I know these are still important for those looking to get these used or perhaps new at a discounted rate. I'll be going over the similarities that these two OLEDs share, and then I'll tell you more about their differences, which I'm sure you're more eager to learn about. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button for more home theater content like this video, clicking the like button itself if you found this helpful, and be sure to turn on all notifications to stay up to date on my latest content. And with the intro out of the way, let's learn more about these LG OLEDs. We'll first start off with the similarities, as these TVs are very comparable in a multitude of ways. As they are both OLEDs, they both have perfect blacks, as they each can illuminate each individual pixel, and there's no blooming to speak of, which is also why these are my favorite types of TVs. Additionally, they both have perfect contrast and an almost identical color gamut and color volume, so you're going to be getting a sharp, colorful image with either of these TVs. Plus, if you have a wide seating area, these TVs are basically identical in their score on ratings.com, where you can go side to side and barely lose any image quality whatsoever. If you're a gamer, then these TVs should have you covered as well. Both panels are 120Hz, support ALLM, G-Sync, and FreeSync, so be at the top of your game with PS5 and Xbox Series X, respectively. And while these TVs offer lots of similarities, the differences are where the magic happens and your decision making comes into play, so let's get into those next. But before we do, here's a short ad from this video's sponsor. The B2 and C3 certainly have their differences, and they start with the build and design. The B2 has a flat metallic backing, while the C3 has a brushed metal backing that looks a bit better in my opinion. I also noticed when unboxing and mounting the C3 that it didn't seem to bend in my hand as easily as the B2 did, which made it definitely feel a bit sturdier. Another physical difference worth mentioning is the bezel surrounding the screen. The B2's bezel is a bit thicker around the screen and a little more noticeable in my opinion. The C3 appears to fill the screen just a bit more and really creates a more immersive experience. The picture quality is both immaculate on these OLEDs, but where things differentiate is how bright they each can get. The B2 is noticed to be not as bright as the C3, as the C3 uses an EVO panel, which gives it a boost in brightness that's necessary for the extra pop in HDR. I'll also include a screenshot of their side-by-side numbers via ratings.com for numerical measurement and confirmation. This is something to keep in mind when it comes to your setup and placement of your TV, as the B2 will not be able to handle direct sunlight or brightly lit rooms as well as the C3. And lastly, to cap off the differences between these two TVs is the HDMI ports. Both TVs feature 4 total HDMIs, but only the C3 has all 4 ports being HDMI 2.1. The B2 only has 2 HDMI 2.1s, the others being 2.0, which may not be a big deal if you use a receiver for multi-connections, but if not, then this may be a big thing to consider. So now that all the major differences between the B2 and C3 have been brought to light, which would be your go-to? Obviously for myself, and if you've been following the channel, you'll know that I sold my B2 for the C3, and I haven't looked back since. The B2 is a great OLED, but the C3 really does feel more immersive, brighter, and higher quality. But if budget doesn't allow, then there's nothing wrong with any of the B series OLEDs as well, but I would just make sure to keep it in a darker room, as it doesn't get nearly as bright. If you'd like to grab a B2 or C3 OLED, then I will have my Amazon affiliate links in the description and pinned comment for your convenience. Using those links gives me a small commission from your purchase with no extra cost to you, and they help videos just like this one. So let me know your thoughts on the LG B2 and C3 OLEDs in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.